Hello, everyone. I am Lady Garland, and I have another story time for you. This one was actually just a moment that I had today. I have in my living room two floor fans, and both of them had so much dust in them. I noticed it months ago, but have been too busy to sit and pull them apart and clean in between all the grooves. You know the story. You know how it goes. But the longer I waited to attend to those dusty fans, there was more dust collecting on top of dust. Literally, when you start washing it off, it's like hair. And that's just the top layer. When you get to the bottom, the dust is like literally stuck on. You need a toothbrush or some small element to go in between to scrape off the dust underneath the dust balls or dust bunnies. But today, as I was cleaning the second fan, I started thinking about healing. And I had this revelation or this thought that this is exactly the process that happens when we are in or on the journey of healing. You see, in 1991, I was 16 years old in high school, and my father passed away. Well, at that time, I don't know. I'm certain there was access to therapy or therapists or psychologists, but that wasn't anything spoken in my family. And I didn't know anything. You know, all I heard was that God will fix it all. And thankfully, I believed in God, because had I not, I don't know what would have happened to me. So for years, with mentors being placed in my path, God allowing self-help books to enlighten me, friends and family to talk to, I found a way to constantly be in the process of healing. Even watching certain movies, I have found very relevant stories in those movies to help me move through the process of healing. Well, unfortunately, it took me 31 years to finally figure out that my father actually loved me. And wouldn't you know, I was watching a Disney Pixar. I know a lot of you might know it. It's called Coco. There was a scene in the end where the father was trying to get back to his daughter. He was coming from the other side, from the spirit realm, trying to visit his daughter to let her know he hadn't forgotten her. And that moment took me back to the time I was home with my father, and he told me that he loved me 3 times. He called me to his room to tell me he loved me. Well, he was sick at the time, and all I was thinking was, I hope he's not going to die on me. But the day I was watching that Disney Pixar Coco, I realized that my father did love me, and I cried, I wept, because those words actually went into my heart. And I realized finally that my dad did love me. He really did. So what I realized today is that the process of healing doesn't have to take 31 years. It doesn't, people, but we have to attend to it. You see, I didn't attend to those fans soon enough. So there was build up over build up over build up over build up. So by the time I take the dust bunnies off, the loose pieces, right, which end up raveling onto the railings of the cover of the fan. So they don't even want to let go. As I'm rinsing them off in the tub, they're trying to still hold on. And then after all of that rinsing, you think, oh, I won't have much left to do. But then you take it out, you pull off all of those strings of dust to find that there's still some residue left behind. And then here's the kicker. After all of that cleaning, after all of that trying to get all into the nooks and crannies, it's just not possible to get it all. It's not. There's always some little particles that will be left behind. And this is the same way that it works in our spiritual healing, our emotional healing. There's always still some specks of residue left behind. So I always say, we all have free will and we all have a choice. We can tend to our traumas today. We don't ever have to tend to them. We can be angry, we can be sad, we can be depressed until we die. But for those of you who actually want to be better and have a more fulfilled life, start today. Some of us weren't fortunate enough to have avenues and people to help guide us through our traumas. But if you are watching this video, you have the choice to start the healing today. Remember, there's only one you, and nobody can be you better than you can.